Well, hello, superstar Summer Sanders. I am so glad to see you. Thank you for being with us.
It's always my favorite part of my year when I get to see you. We don't see each other often enough.
You're so sweet. I mean, I'm honored that you say that. We love to have as many Olympians as we can get on here to motivate people, and you're one of our favorite ones.
Look at, I'm gonna pull out my favorite medal here. This is a silver. It's not a gold, but this was my favorite race right here, baby.
Yeah. Why?
Because I felt like I was my toughest in that race and I came like really close to winning. I don't know. I loved the 200 individual medley. It was one lap of each stroke and I really felt like I fought until the very end and the woman who beat me broke the world record and anyway, it's just tooth and nail to the end. So I felt really tough.
See, like that's hard for any of us common people to understand the amount of finite time that is point whatever, whatever. It's amazing, right?
But you know what? And this is what I had to realize as an individual athlete. And so keep that in perspective when you're watching people win silver medals or win bronze medals. Team sports mostly lose the gold to win the silver, right? So that silver gold moment is a game where, and if you're expected to win the gold, right? Or if you're one of the people expected as a team to win the gold, um, then you receive the silver after losing the gold. And I was taught that by team, like a couple of women's ice hockey players. And if you're competitive, Debbie, as we are, then it's really hard not to wear your heart on your sleeve in that moment when you're receiving your silver medal, knowing that it was second place. So this is different for me. I won the silver. Yes, I came close to getting the gold, but it was that opportunity to win the silver.
That's amazing perspective, right? Because we're in a time and age in sport right now where everyone's getting a medal, to use that term loosely for you. I mean, a medal, obviously, but
Yeah.
that's the cliche, right? And I know because I know you and how you parent, and you've got competitive kids, it's okay if they don't get it right the first time or if they fail, as long as they figure it out and learn from it, right? Is that true?
Yeah, I think for the most part, every sport's different, Debbie. And I just grew up a swimmer. I played a little bit of tennis, but I would forget to wear tennis shoes. I would go barefoot to my tennis practice, which my tennis coach is like, is it really that difficult? Like, really, you need a tennis racket and shoes. Every other clothing item is like you can make your choice in that department. But apparently, my head wasn't in the game. So I had to really learn kind of the nuances of all the different sports that my kids did. I think that's what am most proud of as a parent is the fact that I do feel like we raised a bit of Renaissance kids. They had
Mm.
culture, they had language. We lived abroad for a year in Spain. And they tried a lot of different sports. We pulled them out of their, for an entire year when they were 13 and 11 out of their sports and just did something completely different in another country. So, but yeah, I mean, what I deal with now is I have a son who's a ski racer, and there is subjectivity in that sport,
Hmm.
right? So you have the people that sort of qualify, and then there's the subjective few. And that's where I always say to my kids, don't be on the bubble then. Don't be the kids that might be the subjective ones, right? Like if you don't like that feeling, which I don't, then don't be on the bubble, you know?
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, and so none of us want to be on the bubble, right? We want to be able to earn what we get. So, uh,
Yeah.
especially in what we're doing right now, Summer. I mean, you and I have both come along in the business where we've had to earn it. Nobody gave it to us. Nobody just handed it to us. And one of my favorite times of the year is when I get to come up to CBS with you and do the We Need to Talk show because I get to spend 2 days with you, which is really fun. It's a really fun environment. It's such a great group of women that care about sport for the right reasons, and it's fun to be around it. And now I'm in a position here with Special Olympics, a different kind of sport, for opportunities for people to train and compete and organize, and a landing spot for families like mine. You've been such a great advocate for us, and you've helped us in so many ways. Some ways people see, some ways people don't see. But what would you say about what we're doing with Special Olympics that intrigues you so much about getting involved?
I have to tell a quick story and I'll be fast with it because I know we don't
Yeah.
have a ton of time, but I was just in the Bay Area and I went to school. I grew up in Northern California, but I went to school at Stanford and I was there for work. And I love when these things happen. It's serendipitous in a way. So I I didn't connect with any of my college friends, specifically because very few of my teammates actually live in the Bay Area. But I had a little time to kill, so I went shopping and I went into this store. This woman that worked at the store didn't recognize me. We started chatting, and somehow she said, "My daughter's a swimmer." And my response was, "Oh, I was a swimmer too." And she said, "Oh, where did you swim?" And I said, "I swam at Stanford." And then she proceeded to say, "Do you know this name?" Her name is Lee. And I said, "Yes, I swam with Lee." "Oh, Lee was in here yesterday and she's going to be at the Hall of Fame ceremony for Jenny Thompson. And she might bring Jenny Thompson tomorrow." And I turned to her and I was like, "You're talking about my teammates. Wait, what?" So I leave the store and I immediately call Lee. And it's the truth. Lee was picking Jenny up at the San Francisco airport. The next night, Jenny was going to be inducted into the Bay Area Sports Hall of Fame. And
Oh,
that benefits the Special Olympics of the Bay Area, I think, or
oh,
Northern California Special Olympics. So
wow.
this all came, I mean, and then we got to listen to some Special Olympians speak, and the passion and the joy is
Yeah.
infectious. And so I try to say that to all these kids that get so worked up in their sports and they want to be the best in the world, or they want to make this team or qualify for that. It's all beautiful. Goals and dreams and working hard and achieving are fantastic. But if you don't have that strong connection to the joy of why you do it, and a light always lit with that passion, you're missing out. It's not just that you won't be great, you're missing out on what sport is all about. And for me, listening to these Special Olympians speak, that's what I took away. Their passion fire is lit, and their
Yeah.
joy for what they are doing shines through so bright that it lit everyone else up. We were connected to that light.
I love how you say that. I learn something from you every time I'm with you. You move me to tears, to laughter, to all of it because you're so fun and you're such a big star. And I would be remiss, even though this is not, I just would be remiss if I didn't say this. I'm going to see you in October at Naismith, right?
Debbie's going into the
You,
Hall of Fame, Naismith Hall of
so,
Fame, all of her
so
incredible
are
work.
you.
Isn't that so
So
fun?
are you. Yes, and it's so great that we're going to be doing it together because you were one of the first people I thought of. Joanne Scott from the NCAA was another person, and then you. And I was like, how fun to connect the dots and to be around you in that moment. What was your feeling like? Tell me what
Okay.
happened.
Okay, you want to know
Tell
how this went down? So I don't have a lot of connection with inside stuff anymore. I text with Adam Silver. He's now the commissioner, but when I was working for the NBA, he was the head of NBA entertainment. So he was my boss, but he was also my really good friend. We ran the New York City Marathon together. We lived
Oh
close to each
wow.
other on the Upper West Side in New York. And he really was like, he was such a close friend I could talk to about everything. I'm not a New Yorker. I moved from Northern California to New York. How do I do this? And so he kind of walked me through a lot of life at that stage. So, but he always invites me to the All-Star game. And my kids are now they're 16 and 18, and they think the All-Star game is just the best thing. So
Yeah.
I took them to the All-Star game in Indiana, and I grabbed them from the airport. They're coming from different places and we meet, and I take them to, it was snowing upon arrival in Indiana. And so everybody's looking for Ubers. It was chaos. We finally get to the hotel. We quickly change, come back down. And the first person I see is a guy named Jared. And he walks up to me and says, "Hey, what's up, Hall of Famer?" And I said, "Wait, what?" And he goes, "Congratulations." And I'm thinking, oh, he has me confused for somebody else. Like, I don't see everybody often. And he goes, "It was just announced 1 hour ago that Inside Stuff is going into the Hall of Fame." And Debbie, my kids, who,
Yeah.
like, my son is 6'3" now and my daughter's right here. They it was this moment of, oh my God, my mom
Oh.
is cool on a whole nother level. And I rode that train for the next 2 days at the All-Star game. I mean, it was so that's how I learned. It was very
That's
special. It
great.
reconnected me with a really great part of my life and time in my life, and I'm really proud of everyone who worked on that show. I came in, 9 years after it started. It was Julie Moran for a year, Willow Bay for 7 years, and then,
Mhm,
me, and Maud was there the whole time. But people behind the scenes working on that show year after year after year, it was great.
mhm. That's amazing. Your 2 days of coolness is 2 minutes in my house. I get about 2 minutes. That's about it, and then they're on to something else. They 3 boys, they are like, "Yeah, whatever, mom," you
Oh,
know?
well,
Okay.
just wait until they
Uh,
go to the ceremony, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh my
yeah.
god, my mom's a legend."
They're gonna be looking around trying to get as many pictures as they can with all the big shots, and, I can just see my 3 guys operating, and then my son Frankie will be working a room like no one else, so it'll be it'll be great. You'll
I
get to
bet.
meet Frankie in person and, get to see how much fun he is, and
I can't wait.
that's who you are, Summer. You're so much fun, you're so good at your job, you care deeply. I've served on panels with you, which is intimidating, but it is fun, and I love your perspective and how you see the world. I mean, and it's great
Thank
to be
you.
around people like you. You're so infectious.
I agree. I agree with you in that that's the way I feel about you. So I shoot that. I take it. Thank you. I'm going to take that compliment. It's going to feed my day, but I'm going to shoot it right back at you. I think, like-minded people connect that way, and that's the way I feel about you. You're thoughtful. I love your thoughts. I love the way you word your thoughts. I even love the way you deliver your thoughts. I love your voice. So you're just so genuine and authentic. You just
Mm,
don't take time trying to be anybody but yourself, which means
yeah.
all of your energy goes into being authentic, which is rare and it's wonderful. So thank you.
Well, I'm gonna use your words of inspiration in my workouts today because we are coming up on May 18 and 19. And when we air this, we will be in the driveway at some point in the 24 hours, shooting till our arm falls off. Honestly, the training and the fitness. I mean, the marathon. You ran a New York City marathon. I could not run a marathon, but I was intrigued by the word marathon, and I thought, what could I do that would be a marathon? And that's where I came up with this crazy idea. And here we are in year 6, and we're going to cross $1 million for Special Olympics.
Oh
It's
my
it's
gosh.
we're going to cross 1 million. It's not something
You
I
need to put
thought
some
of.
clapping in here afterwards. There needs to be like fake applause and like the crowd going wild. Over 1 million. That's unbelievable.
It is, considering where we started, and it's because of people like you that provide inspiration and create awareness and give these athletes a chance to compete, from Olympic athletes to Special Olympic athletes. We all love the game, like you said, and your pure joy for what you do and how you share it comes through in everything you do. So thank you for that. Thank
Thank
you.
you. I'm going to be cheering for you. So when that arm gets a little tense or starts to cramp up slightly, you just think of what would Summer do right now? What would Summer say to me? And then maybe it'll draw some strength.
I'll
I
do
love
it.
some strength.
I'll do it. I will do it. I actually will need it in the legs probably first. That's
Hey,
usually the first to go, right? But we're gonna plow through, and we're gonna do this because it's for the right reasons, and it's not about the free throws. It's just the vehicle to share the message and
yeah, that
to create
opportunity.
this live stream.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, I'm proud of you, but on many levels, you're such a good mom. Really, really
Thank you.
appreciate you. We need more people like Debbie in our world. And I love the fact that you're getting to share this, with so many people, because there's a lot of people that aren't lucky enough to meet you in person, and now they get to meet you through the screen. So, and
Well,
they get to check out your shot, your skills. I I shoot everything just with one hand because I always feel like, what do you call this hand? The guard hand or the
it's guide
guide?
hand.
Yeah, the guide hand always gets in the way. I don't. It's a mental thing for me. I don't even think it does anything at all. But I have a wicked defense, and that's not going to help you.
But you know what? Your form looked pretty good, but I don't think I want to share my swimming stroke in the pool with you. But I
Someday.
might have to get in the pool someday. Someday I
Yeah,
will swim right alongside you. Summer
exactly.
Sanders, you are you're a gold medal winner in many ways. So thank you so much for sharing your story.
Cheers. Go get it, Debbie. You're awesome.